Join us as we sit down with remarkable individuals from various walks of life who faced their fair share of obstacles and emerged with positivity. Each episode, you'll hear inspiring stories, actionable tips, and wisdom that can supercharge your own journey when using adversity as motivation. Let's learn together. Welcome to Lauer Power.
Welcome to another hot rockin' episode of Lauer Power, where we use adversity as motivation. Alongside Chad Lauer, I'm Chad Evans. Again, thank you to our mighty fine sponsors, all located out there in Cole Township. We have the Plumbing Outlet helping us out on this episode, Cole Region Winery helping us out on this episode, and as well as Brian G. Persing Masonry. Again, all in Cole Township. Cole Township's winning.
That's right. We might need to fix that a little bit, but hey, we really appreciate our sponsors. Anybody else that's looking to kind of promote our message, which is using adversity as motivation, and we talk leadership here, we talk business, and we really want to promote positivity. So anybody that wants to get on board and sponsor us, please reach out.
Please reach out. We'll be happy to talk with you. Today's episode, there's no guest today, and you might be saying to yourself, these guys don't have anything to talk about. Well, you're wrong. Because we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Yeah,
we talked about, prior to this episode, we talked about, hey, what do we want to do? And we want to make this a promo episode. Promo. We want to talk about the things coming up in the spring. I saw the first flower in my yard yesterday, and things are starting to change. The weather's starting to change. It's that time of year that I just love it. And listen, with that said, we got trout season coming up.
We got trout season coming up, and that's the first Saturday of April is the official start of the trout season.
Yeah.
But we have a mentor day, which is awesome. Side note, before we start talking about the event, I'm a fisherman. Your kid's a fisherman. You go out too. I love driving the streams on Youth Mentor Day to see all the moms and dads with fishing rods in their hands.
Yeah, it's actually one of my favorite days of the year. So Youth Mentor Day, it is March 29th in Pennsylvania. I don't know if it might be different in each county. But anyway, in our area, it's March 29th from 8 a.m. to 7:30.
Oh, yeah, Youth Mentor Day.
p.m.
Yeah.
And to your point, I was not a fisherman. My kid loves it, so I kind of had to learn just to support his passions. I grew up with a golf club in my hand, so I'm still learning. I could throw a spinner. Besides that, I really wasn't comfortable getting to fish off the hook at first, but now I can do that.
Now you got it.
And I actually love it. There's nothing more peaceful than getting out there on the stream and fishing. So,
well, a really good opportunity is if you want to take your kids over to Indian Hills on March 29th. Lauer's sponsoring it. I'm helping sponsoring it. They're going to put about 500 trout in the pond on hole number 13 there. And I think it goes from like 9 a.m. till noon with that over at Indian Hills Youth Mentor Day, Trout Derby, and it's free for the kids.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the Trout Derby is really cool. That's something different that they're doing. They're using that space to promote fishing and
great idea.
Outdoors. And also, hey, you can get to check out one of my favorite courses in the state while you're there. So
the old par 5, number 13.
Yeah, if you're looking to take your kids over there, I mean, I think last year I saw tiger trout, all kinds of big trout that were caught in that pond. So yeah, it's another great thing coming up for the area that we want to promote.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. And if you want to help me with my 3 children, please, any help is appreciated with that. Staying with golf theme, May 2nd and 3rd, the Great Stone State Golf Classic.
Again, one of my favorite weekends of the year, but tell me about this. How did it go to 2 days?
Okay, I'll tell you, because everybody's like, what's with the 2 days? The last 2 years, this is the 3rd year I'm doing it. Everybody is like, I can't make Fridays. So, and they're like, you need to have a 2-day event and you got to go to all different courses. So this is what I'm doing this year. I'm giving them an option. You could play Friday, you could play Saturday, or you could play both days at a discounted rate.
Oh, I like that.
Which is a lot of fun.
And Chad, tell the people where is the proceeds going this year?
All right, so the Great Stone State Golf Classic will be held at Three Ponds Golf Course in Elysburg. It's a 9 a.m. shotgun start. Again, you could pick your day. You could play Friday. You could play Saturday. You could play both. Sponsorships are encouraged as well. But this year, we change the proceeds every year. This year is going to Dig Furniture Bank. They're located out in Milton. They are all throughout Northumberland County. Their main customer base is basically the coal region, where they help furnish your home in case of a fire happens. Spousal abuse, they get relocated. Your child doesn't have a bed to sleep in. They give you this stuff. And it's not just furniture. It's like pans and plates and all kinds of stuff.
Chad, I'm so proud of that. So let's go back. Let's educate the people on something. So the first year you did it, the proceeds went to who?
Evan Hospital.
Evan Hospital, which was an awesome tournament. Last year was Freedom Fighters Outdoors. And this year, Dig Furniture. If you guys listening if you don't think that's cool, I mean, I don't know. You know, I'm going to talk later today about feeling parked. You're parked. Right. We're in a no parking zone. That's what this episode's about. Right. So I'm super proud of you, man.
Thanks, man. It's a lot.
Being able to use your voice, which we all talk about how great that is, and move it around and sponsor different organizations where you feel there's a need. And just to know, like, now I'm looking forward to next year, like, hey,
what's it going to be?
Who's going to get the proceeds this year?
Yeah,
really, really cool.
I really like to use my platform as an opportunity to showcase nonprofits who might not be so well known in the area. Now, granted, Evan was a different thing. Everybody knows Wellspan Evangelical Community Hospital, but it was kind of a launching pad to do other things like this. So I'm really excited that Dig Furniture Bank, Emily Gorski's behind it. She's super excited. Going to be a lot of fun. I would like to see if we could get some couches on the golf course. Kind of fun.
I think that would be fun.
You know what I mean? So there's going to be a lot of fun to be had those 2 days. So I'm really looking forward to that. And speaking of nonprofits and golf tournaments, we have there's another one coming up that I'm getting behind, and it's Alec's Angels Foundation Golf Tournament. This one's going to be held at Indian Hills Golf Club. That's Saturday, May 17th. It's only $75 to get in. It's a shotgun start at 10 a.m., but Alec passed away, pediatric cancer. And he is certainly missed, and Alec's Angels Foundation is there to help fulfill Alec's desire to help others regarding pediatric cancer. He spent a lot of time at CHOP, and I'm just all for it. So if you need help reaching out, I can guide you who to contact. Her name is Janelle, a friend of mine, and she lost her son. So come on out, have a couple drinks, enjoy the day, have a great round of golf, all for a great cause. So that's a brand new foundation in the area that I'm getting behind. Yeah, and I think we can all get behind that foundation. Yeah, right? For sure. So anybody who wants more information about that, you can reach out to Indian Hills. Another one coming up, which I've recently started to get involved in, is the Central Susquehanna Opportunities Golf Tournament, which is at Bucknell Golf Club on June 20th. For those of you that don't know about CSO, as it's known in the local area, they literally support folks. Their whole mission is to eliminate poverty in the area, right? So they're there when people lose their home. They're there when people literally have no food. They will jump in, provide them with a meal, provide them with housing, encourage them to find the resources needed to get back up on their feet. So Central Susquehanna Opportunities on June 20th at Bucknell Golf Club. If you're following the pattern here and you want to support these organizations, you get to play Knoebels Three Ponds, you get to play Indian Hills, and you get to play Bucknell. Anybody who hasn't golfed, as we're promoting outdoors things, as we're heading into the spring, these tournaments are fun. There's people out there listening who are like, I'm not good at golf, or they're just too serious for me. Just give it a try. A scramble, for those of you that don't know, is where all four people hit the ball. Three of them can literally miss the ball. And you go to the best of all four. You can take a shot off. You can take a hole off. You can take 9 holes off. You can sit on Chad's couch from the Dig Furniture Bank. But I'm telling you, and Chad promotes, he likes to, what you're saying about, you're not looking for golfers. So there's two type of golfers. There's golfers, and then there's people who golf. Yep. Right. And I always look for people who golf. Right. And I don't necessarily look for golfers. You're going to come to Chad's tournament. There's going to be music blaring. There's going to be people drinking. There's going to be lots of laughs. There's going to be fun competitions.
and you're all welcome. Yeah. This is not for people who golf every weekend.
Stone State Golf is the amateur's player guide. No, it's the player's guide to amateur golf. That's our slug line.
I love it. Love it.
The amateur's guide.
You can come out and just spend the day with us, and you won't. A
lot of people just come and hang out.
Yep. you will not regret it at all. So yeah, there's a lot of fun things happening, Chad, in our area in the next few months. And this episode here is to just promote that.
Yep. A lot of people have been talking about, since I posted that picture of the theater in Shamokin, like, where's that at? Are we bringing in Nate Bargatze anytime soon?
By the way, he's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I know. He's hilarious.
Absolutely love him. And he's clean. He's a clean comedian.
He's a clean comedian, family friendly.
I mean, I absolutely love him.
Yep. We just need about $1 million. But I do want to say there are conversations onward and upward. We got things in the works where we're talking with some of our friends in the political side and trying to figure out what needs to be done to move forward and actually put a consistent amount of shows in this theater. I was downtown Shamokin the other day talking to a friend who owns a business down there, Forrest, at the Ale House.
Yep.
And doing some video work for him, but we just talked about, like I said, here's this opportunity where we can bring people in downtown, shuttle them up to the theater, and it's the best of both worlds. So dinner and a show, that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, it's great. And I'll give you an update too with our KSP, or Keystone Select Prospect basketball organization. And, I'm looking to kind of clarify the sports tourism piece. So what KSP is we have a training part of our business where we will train anybody, right? And we'll meet them at their level, and they come to Shamokin. We had people from North Schuylkill here a couple of weeks ago, our last workout. We had folks from all over coming into town. We also run a school team league where essentially in Ralpho and Shamokin, we have schools these are not AAU teams. You have to be from the same school, and you come and you play in Shamokin or Elysburg. And then we have all-star teams or travel teams that travel and go compete at Spooky Nook or Westchester or wherever, Harrisburg, against other travel and AAU teams. So that is really starting to take off. If you follow our KSP Facebook and Instagram page, you're starting to see highlights of the kids competing. I mean, last week we competed against a really good team out of Queens, New York, and our youngsters made it to the championship. So it's really, really coming together. The next steps, as we've talked about previously, are we're looking to promote soccer, field hockey, baseball, softball, whatever we can for the area. So that's in the works too. So Chad, that leads me to the next topic, which is we just got back from Punta Cana. So the Lauer media team every year, it's funny transitioning from KSP to Punta Cana, because somebody asked me the other day, do you take your whole team to Punta Cana? And I said, absolutely not.
Right.
You have to qualify.
Yeah.
So they're like, wait, you left half your team at home. I said, hell yeah.
Well, yeah, it's a perk if you hit your numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the business world and in private business, right, you gotta produce.
Yeah.
Right? Like, not every kid makes the travel team. Right? Not everybody on my team makes the Punta Cana trip, right? So we had an awesome time, lots of bonding. We got some sunshine, really, really, really cool experience. But I'm nerdy, as you guys know. And when I go to an island, like the Dominican, I can't help but like be aware of my surroundings. So you go to these resorts, 5-star resorts, and they're immaculate, right? But the second that you leave the resort, you're like in the Dominican Republic, and you learn about it. So on the island, and this is all I'm going to say about it, right? On the island, half of the island is Haiti, for those of you that don't know, and half of the island is Dominican Republic. And the Dominican Republic has done an amazing job at promoting tourism. In fact, there's a population of 11 million people that live there, and they attract 11 million tourists a year.
Okay.
Right? And their economy, it's still a very poor country, but their economy has grown every single month for 32 years. Right? It's crazy. So I'm not comparing us to them because it's worlds of difference.
Yeah.
But we can learn from them.
Yeah.
Right? We can absolutely learn from them. And the funny thing is, I leave there every year. We've been there twice now, and my wife is bilingual. Right?
And you are not.
And I am not.
Yeah.
So when we go and we interact, I mean, she's fluent and she's speaking to these people, and I'm sitting there like, what is happening? And I've never felt more inferior than when I can't communicate at the same level, right? So it was really cool, like, this lifelong learning thing that we're promoting. But man, one of my goals is I need to learn to speak a second language.
Wow, there you go.
I do.
There you go.
Really
That's all
do.
you.
It's all me.
That's on you.
No, it's not for everybody, but it's really cool when you see people who can communicate. And the coolest thing that I experienced is we did a zip lining tour.
Okay.
So we leave our resort, we get in a bus. On the bus, there's this Dominican fella who you've been in travel. You're great at this. So he gets on the bus and he starts giving us all the history of the area as we drive this hour-long drive up into this gorgeous mountain. So the first language he does it in is English. Then he does it in Spanish. Then he does it in French. Then he does it in Portuguese. Right?
Whoa.
So I'm sitting there with my kids and my wife, right? And I'm like, this dude spends his days, right, promoting with such passion, promoting his area with such passion.
Yeah.
And he speaks 4 languages.
Yep.
Right. It was just so inspiring, like to see it live and think, man, he's speaking to people from all over. And then the last thing I'll tell you is we got in this exercise class in the pool, and the guy was so much fun, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
And at the end, he made us get in a circle and say where we were from. And the coolest part about it was in the circle of maybe 22 people, we were from 7 different countries.
Wow.
And I left there and I was like, man, we all want the same thing, right? We all want the same thing. We want to spend time with our family. We want to feel safe, right? We want to pursue our dreams. And it was just a really, really cool experience. So I'm the guy when I go on these trips, like I like to get to know the locals. I like to kind of get to know people from other areas and expand my own personal
and it's inspiring.
Understanding of the world, And I also want my kids and my family to realize how lucky we are, right? So it's really something. Next line of business, as they say here, is leadership topic of the day. Do you have anything else to add?
I don't have anything.
All right. So leadership topic of the day, as you guys, some of you know, we had Harry Mathias, who's a former superintendent at Central Columbia, on this podcast. And he's kind of just one of the best leaders I've met. So through Harry, I got introduced to the Community Giving Foundation, which manages about $85 million a year of various funds, right? There are funds, you could create a fund and say, hey, I want this fund to be used for golf tournaments, whatever. And we manage that and we make sure that the money is distributed each year the way it's supposed to be. And I think last year was a little over $4 million was given back to the community. But Harry, we had an annual meeting recently and Harry gave a speech. Harry's the chairman of the board and his speech was just awesome. And I want to share it with folks who weren't in the room. But he talked about being in a no parking zone. Right. And I'm going to kind of give a summary of what I took from his speech. But essentially, he challenged the board and the members that we can't just be parked. Right. We can't just say, hey, this foundation was set up and we know it's going to earn interest and we're going to only give it to these same organizations year after year after year. Right. As leaders and board members, we have to say, okay, how have our needs changed, right, in the last 20 years, right? Maybe how has our geography changed, right? One of the guys I was sitting with at this meeting was from Berwick, and he said, there was a time when Berwick was known as Methwick.
Yep. Yeah.
He said, when was the last time you heard that? And I said, it's been a really long time. And he was like, why do you think that is? I said, well, you guys must have put in a heck of an effort to change the narrative. And he goes, well, we have. He goes, the town has changed. He said, it's not perfect. He said, but it's no longer known as Methwick. And it was interesting to me because as we're here promoting positive things and we're talking about our passion, which is, just like their town was Berwick, our focus in the last year has been shamokin. We have to be as Harry would say, we have to be in a no parking zone, meaning 99% of people in the world park themselves and they're fully content. They go to work, they come home, they spend time with their kids. I'm not knocking you, right? I'm not saying there's a problem with that. There's not, right? But I want to be around people that are not parked, that are not in the parking lot. I want to be in the no parking zone, right? So that applies through so many different aspects of our lives, right? Like you just sat here before this and you said, dude, we've booked this studio for podcasts for X amount. I don't have to tell everybody, but your whole business model flipped and is super successful right now because you weren't parked saying, I'm just the guy that's going to, for the next 20 years, go out and shoot videos, right? Right?
Yeah, I can't do that.
You can't do it, right?
No.
But that's because you were willing to not just say, this is what I'm doing. I'm just parked, right? Same thing with our foundation at the Community Giving Foundation. We can't just sit here and be like, hey, these funds were, earmarked for this need. Well, that need's changed, right? So we need to sit and meet with the family and say, hey, listen, the needs have changed. This was set up perfectly in 1999 or 2005. But in 2025, how do we adjust this to meet the community needs? Because the community needs have changed and they're going to change 10 years from now and they're going to change 20 years from now, right?
Correct.
So my leadership topic of the day, I stole it from Harry Matthias, is let's live in a no parking zone.
I'm all in.
Don't be parked. Continue to evolve. Learn something new. Challenge the assumption. And let's go.
Don't settle.
Don't settle, baby.
Keep going.
Listen, pal, another great episode.
I want to thank our friends.
Thank our friends.
I'm going to thank our friends again. It really means a lot to us. Our good friend Mike, Mayor Mike, maybe?
Mike McLaughlin, man.
Come on, baby.
By the way, his son Sean is now working for me, and he is a rock star.
Really?
Yeah, Sean is an absolute rock star, and we're rooting for Mike.
Okay, let's go, Mike. Thanks to the plumbing outlet. Also, Matt Tahansky with Coal Region Winery. Keep on being delicious out there, my friend. And Brian Jeepersing Masonry. Thank you so much for your sponsorships of these episodes, and we're going to keep it going as long as you keep on listening.
That's right. Can't wait to get started on the next one.
Are you a business owner, a leader, or an aspiring achiever looking to turn life's challenges into powerful fuel for your success? You've come to the right place. Get ready to unlock the secrets to turning life's hardships into your most powerful ally. Your hosts, along with our incredible guests, will help you tap into your own Lauer power and guide you towards the success you've always dreamed of.